everybody, this is Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. I'm going to open comments on my Instagram. I closed it last Thursday. It's a week now. Please don't spam the comments and just mess up everything because I don't like closing it. Spamming means there will be no fighting. There will be no abusing each other. There will be no disrespecting me, and there will be no advertising of any kind. If you need an advert, you need to buy it, please. Support somebody's work. I'm going to open it because of what's going on Twitter with regards to my investigation on the Lekki massacre. Everything I investigated basically was stolen by CNN. Okay, we the local journalists did a lot of work. And the work we did was plagiarized by CNN. CNN took a lot of footage that was not theirs. They pieced it together and gave you information. That information was already solved by many of us. I did my own with 900,000, 400,000 of my own money and 500,000 from fans that raised money. And then I abandoned it because I couldn't cope with that whole, budget and funding thing. These are breaking stories that you don't have money or grants for. Know how investigative journalism works. I was very disappointed to see a lot of Nigerians mocking me last night on Twitter, saying I should come and see how investigative journalism is done. Do you know how much money CNN has to do this kind of stuff? They're a big international network. They have all the funding necessary. You can't compare CNN to me, but the little work we, the little journalists, does have to be appreciated. It has to be. So at the end of the day, guys, everything I did, I brought it out. I tracked the bodies from the minute they took those bodies at the toll gate all the way till this morning when they're now asking people to come and pick up bodies. Pick up bodies of anybody who died or who was, shot during the NSAS protest. That tells you that the army opened fire. That tells you that they were there. They've already said that Sanwo-Olu asked them to come there and that he lied. Everybody's pushing it on each other, but here's Kemi Olunloyo sitting down there and exposing everything you need to know. But you're sitting on CNN and mocking me. It's wrong. Premium Times did a big investigation on this, Nicholas Ibekwe. Gazette Nigeria, which is Samuel Ogunigwe, who used to be at Premium Times. Everybody did a lot. Arise News gave you a lot of footage, a lot of information, a lot of interviews from people, witnesses, everything. Sahara Reporters did a great deal of investigating. And Amnesty International, who went on TV and said at least 12 bodies. We now know their bodies because now Lagos State is asking people to come and pick up bodies. I did a lot of work. I tracked the bodies. I'm going to post everything now. I sent it to all the blogs, all the media, everybody, but I'm going to post it on my page now. And I want to hear your feedback. It is wrong when people like me, who don't have the big funding, do a lot of work and people start mocking me. But it's okay. One day you guys will appreciate me. I'll post it now in open comments. Thank you.
Kemi Olunloyo has come out to talk on the investigative journalism done by CNN over the Lekki incident. And according to her, she has done her investigation proud, and her investigation is part of what CNN plagiarized. According to Kemi Olunloyo, she says CNN stole a lot of people's work, including her own, and the international television station did not acknowledge them. Okay, is it all about acknowledging you? The self-acclaimed investigative journalist said Nigerians should start appreciating the local media and that it took her a whole 900,000 naira to carry out her investigation on the Lekki incident. Kemi went further to say that Nigerians should start the act of funding investigative journalism in Nigeria. She said she couldn't do some of the things CNN did because of lack of funds. The journalist also made a comment over the post saying people should come and take the bodies of their family members in the morgue. Kemo, yeah, she has started again. But why didn't we hear all of these things? Because initially when this whole thing started, she was even attacking the protesters that said they were not serious, this and this and that. And people now came out but before now you came out, we saw you all over the social media, you were fighting with these SARS people. She was talking about her son that came out, whether one of her sons that she inherited or her biological son. But I think she's not, that's a boy that we saw in the video when she was having an argument with the SARS then. We know that maybe that is not her son, but she was fighting and talking about what SARS was doing. And the government has been seeing all of those things before now. But all of a sudden, you are supposed to support the SARS protest. And she was speaking something else. Not until when the Lekki incident happened, she started crying. And people were like, is this woman okay? So all this while, we have not heard anything from her. that oh, she's standing on her feet to say yes, this really happened. She never said so. Now you are coming out to say they stole your work. But one good thing is that she has not come out to debunk the report of CNN, whether the CNN was saying fake things, but at least she's acknowledging the fact that what CNN has done is the right thing. But the only thing she wants is she wants acknowledgement, because she believes that all the glory now going back to CNN. I think from my own point of view and from the video too, she wants to be appreciated. I don't know what that has got to do with this whole thing. If you know that you want to be an investigative journalist, you have to get your money ready. So for people to come and contribute money for you, I don't think that will work. Do your own if you want to be appreciated or to take the glory. People just say, "Oh, thank you." That's it. So you use your money. So accusing CNN now that they stole your work, which you have not come out to tell us before now. Now you are trying to acknowledge that the story is true. Well, when are they going to lock this old cargo in a madhouse? You made your investigations and kept it to yourself. Exactly. CNN did theirs and made it public, which is the right thing. Why the complaint? The gravity of your sickness is increasing. Ajogumba, okay, he inherited it. My sister, most of you, most of the time you talk always, we are still waiting for the said important person that died. You told the world 3 days ago. Okay, yes, she said one important person from the government died and she has not said anything. That is why it is CNN. Instead of us waiting till thy kingdom come before the truth is revealed, because no one knows when your funding is going to come, especially when the government is sealing the accounts of people who are supporting good cause like this. See this lousy old woman of no good reputation but confusion. Won't somebody help me take this lady to a psychiatric hospital before she starts stoning us in the streets? There was a country, it appears that there are more mentally deranged persons walking around and living with us than the number in mental institutions. This lady is certainly one of them. She's just a foolish old woman. I don't know why this woman always like to create unnecessary attentions. Well, she's used to it, but one thing, we need to take her by her words. Like somebody said, so you have this information, you kept it to yourself and you never did anything. People brought it out, now you are saying it is your own. So you are waiting for money to complete it. So she said she spent 900,000, 400,000, this and that, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. Oh my goodness, there's nothing we're not going to see in this country. But if it is for people to appreciate her or to support her funding, that is not a big deal. But you now coming out to say, yeah, it is your work they stole, I can't really fathom that. And good thing is that you are not debunking it, that it is false. It's a welcome development as well. Sorosoke will person, if now you have those evidence, you go use in exchange to become minister. This woman need help. This woman knows no shame. She's fond of disgracing herself until she enter market. Na una go believe and say the thing na real. Is this woman getting things right? How could CNN see your work? The problem is that if they stole her work, if she's claiming that the work is really hers, why didn't she bring it out? That is the question. That is the question. She's vibrating on one side, the federal government is vibrating on one side, the people who are defending the government, all those ones, they are blowing horse here and there. So the whole thing is just confusing. But one thing there is that Nigerians know the truth. Nigerians have seen it even before. Even if CNN had not come out to bring out their own reports or their own evidence, Nigerians who believe, they know it happened. But now that even CNN has come out with their own report, what is Nigerian government still saying? Still saying it is false, it is fake, that their report is irresponsible, or they are being responsible with their comments. But they have replied the federal government that we are waiting for you. We stand by what we have reported, and if there's any way you want to take them to, since Lai Mohammed has threatened to sanction them, they are waiting for the sanctions, and let's see how far they will go. But I just believe that the Nigerian government is just trying to put up bold faces and just to all this initial gra. They are not going anywhere. If they are sure of themselves, let them go to the body that will sanction CNN. Then we now know that the Nigerian government is really serious. The same way they covered the shite incident that happened in 2015. They covered it till today. It's the same Buratai, or Burutai is his name. They cover the whole thing. But this is not going to work because this is not north. Nigeria is not north, or where it happened, whether it's in Kaduna or Sharia or whatever, where it happened. This place is the southern part of the country is a different place entirely, that you cannot just cover things up. So now the government will now know that all eyes are on them. They can't do anyhow now. But all their plans and their preparation, it's like they didn't plan well, because this whole thing, if it is possible for them to have covered everything, for things not to come out, they would have done the same thing. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.